Hey guys, we're Blindwave. I'm Eric.
Aaron.
And we're back with Superman and Lois. Last time on, we were introduced to a new Lex Luthor.
Yes.
One for this world, and it was Michael...
Honest Abe.
Cudless. Yes. Oh, the Abraham shirt.
You failed that one. We can change again?
No.
No, we had that. He came and, well, we saw a lot of his history in prison at least. We didn't see a lot outside of prison.
No, we saw him walking to Smallville, ruminating in his thoughts. And then he let those thoughts fly on the porch of the Kent farm.
And knew exactly when he'd get kicked out, because that's when Otis showed up to pick him up. Mm-hmm. And then he went and found evil zombie Superman.
Yep.
And Otis got eaten.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
sure he got
eaten. Yep, we had a poll last time.
Like a rat.
Like a rat. The poll was, after one episode, how do you feel about Lex?
I need more time.
4% said, I dislike him.
Okay.
32% says, I need more time.
Yes,
And
that's the answer.
64% say, I love him already.
That's the wrong one.
How is that the wrong one? You ever hear of Love at First Sight?
Nope.
Yeah, you're gonna heard of it, Eric. Billy B says, it's a great take. I love Lex being just an awful and scary person.
Yeah, sure.
Ethan says, I like how he feels above it all. Like he knows he's superior and he will get away or else. No remorse, just consequences.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I can punch in that chair.
Mm-hmm. Robert Meadows says, I wasn't sure when he was first announced, but I'm won over. It's different, but also feels like classic Lex, the smartest guy in the room and also ruthless. Naruto Anime said, he did great. I don't know who the actor is, but I love him so far. He's intimidating.
I want to hear from the 4%.
I'm looking.
Hey, 4%.
They're silent.
Put in a thing.
Silent majority.
Minority.
Minority. Wasn't sure at first, but sold after his yelling performance.
After his yelling performance.
I don't think Luther's ever been this terrifying before. Man, it's really just nothing but praise.
Fools!
So the big question we all undoubtedly have is, what now?
Oh, dang. Prison going
After
crazy.
that kind of a step,
That's school, and they're done with summer.
Oh, there's a riot.
With the school year, going into summer.
is it possible to pick up where you left off?
Hey, picking that up wrong.
Is it possible to reinvent yourself?
Oh, the girl showed up this time?
He's
Yay!
cheating on Lana!
What? They're not together! It is a support group! They're together! Look at them happy!
She's walking away from him.
Look at them! See? They probably had sex in there.
He doesn't look happy. They had sex in the convenience store.
You don't know.
That would be an inconvenience for anyone else visiting.
Convenient for them.
Good morning.
Yeah, omelet
Can I just stay here for the rest of the day, please?
or taco. Breakfast taco.
You got really excited for that. Usually that's me.
They need breakfast.
I had a very filling breakfast, so I understand what happened now.
Peppers.
Oh no, she's pregnant. I don't know. That seems ridiculous, but
Why else would she be throwing up? People only throw up because they're pregnant.
that's it.
That's what my mom told me.
What?
I think so.
What happened when you
Took
get...
a test.
Last
Can't get
night.
pregnant.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, God, I wasn't sure.
Oh crap, we're having a kid.
No, you should... well, dang. We're having a kid. Not oh crap.
I'm just wondering,
How his daughter would take it.
how do you want to tell Lana?
She doesn't want to be with him, it doesn't matter.
We should do that again sometime.
Are you asking me to dinner?
Or drinks. But it's no pressure.
No, not at all. Drinks sound great.
It's good. You should have like platonic time with your friends.
You don't get away with Lana and Sam, huh?
I think I'm ready.
For what?
Ready for?
For us.
What?
To feel
Are you sure?
I don't want to be afraid to be intimate.
Oh. She wants a kiss.
I don't know how it's gonna go, but I want to at least try.
Right now. Right here?
Not here.
Where?
Whoa! Okay, that's better. Oh, this is his brother's place, right?
Taura. Clark's just a good dude. Because if he was really curious, he can look anytime he wants to.
Well,
He
yeah,
doesn't.
but he doesn't do that for Lois, right? Isn't that what I talk about?
I know.
We're gonna be late.
All right. Not going anywhere yet.
I like the way they do
We have
this
something we
stuff.
want to talk to you guys about.
Oh, crap. This cannot be good.
Yeah, you know what? It's not good. It's not. It's great. We're taking a family trip.
To Italy.
Aha!
Ha!
Wait, how do you even know about that?
The
His
DOD
lawyer told us
found it.
about it. Lawyers at the DOD. Vicky Mays, 6 o'clock. Don't be late. Go.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Oh, look at her smile, Aaron.
They're not wrong about us bribing them, though.
Oh, it's so wholesome. And
No one better die,
Nothing
Eric.
bad is gonna happen.
Hey, you got a sec?
Yeah, of course.
Man,
Is
they even brought
everything
the other
good? Dad's
daughter
been
here.
acting weird and he won't.
Right when Sophie shows up.
Chrissy's pregnant?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a...
Hey, she doesn't
Be a
mind.
baby. I know you always wanted another, and I just want you to know that this was not planned at all, okay?
I'm happy for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad he came and wanted to talk to him, though. It's better to find out this way, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one. It's a little 1991 Wesley Snipes.
What?
He needs a beret. It'd be great.
That's a bad thing?
Ah, good. I'm glad you're both here. Lana doing another clothing drive? At the DOD regarding some of the gadgets you've been making?
What kind of development?
We want more. A lot more. And we'll foot the bill. There is one caveat. You'd have to set up in Metropolis.
Wait, does this mean I'd go to the DoD Academy?
Where Mateo just enrolled? Nah. We are not making decisions.
Where Mateo just enrolled. Why'd he enroll there?
I know, but this is huge. We could finally open up Steelworks.
You have a lot to think over. I'm gonna leave you to it. Just so you know, clock's ticking. I'm gonna need an answer by the end of the week.
I mean, did we talk about them moving to Metropolis? We kind of discussed that, didn't we? I feel like we did. Like
We
if-
talked about Lois and Clark moving
Yeah.
to Metropolis for a final season,
But this gives them a reason, so then everyone goes there.
Boys, I want you to meet Gretchen.
Gretchen.
These are my grandsons. Jordan, Jonathan, and my granddaughter, Natalie.
Wow. So nice to meet you.
Hi.
yeah, look at him.
We've been on a few dates.
It took Samuel a bit to respond after I liked his profile, but glad he did.
Shall I show you around?
Oh, let's.
Okay.
I'm so happy for him.
Save us
I'm
2
telling you my
seats. I
joke.
want to talk to you some more about
That's how
Metropolis when
happy
we're
I
back.
am for him.
Nice to meet you.
Better not die.
She works there now, but Lois is a real journalist. As good as it gets. She's not some blogger who doesn't have any ethics.
You're really proud of her.
I am. I should tell her that more often. Sorry. It's my granddaughter. We should go grab our seats. Whoa.
I suddenly don't trust her.
I definitely want to get back to this.
Is she from Lex?
I think they're going to be wondering where we are.
Still light
Pick
out.
your phone.
We've got lots of time.
Oh no, he's gonna get kidnapped. A car just came up.
Ah.
It ate Otis's
Something I can do for you?
ear.
Damn.
Let's get back to Luther.
Test marker.
What?
Okay. So for the trip, I was thinking we all get.
Dude, why doesn't he hear that?
Ow!
I hurt my finger.
I know. There's something about the way you whipped it. Really hurt.
Was there really something wrong with my security system yesterday?
What, you think I made it up just to ask you that?
I don't hear you denying it.
Okay, maybe I did need to excuse to work up the courage, but
Man, everybody be fucking this episode.
What?
There's a lot of relationship stuff going on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Sam's turned out to be.
Everyone's about to die. They're getting us. Everything's being so comforting and nice and feeling good, and, except for the judge's death.
I'm moving to Metropolis.
Guess I'm gonna have to make you wish you weren't.
Okay, now everyone's fucking.
How much of this is the complicated feeling she has because of what Kyle told her today?
I don't know.
Like a little bit?
Maybe.
Like 5%?
Maybe. It's like, well, if he's doing stuff, I can do stuff. Unless she's gonna get him kidnapped by Lex Luthor.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
The dudes in this show are so good looking.
Hey, have you guys seen Grandpa?
No, but I hear he has a hot date.
Yeah, he was supposed to meet me 20 minutes ago and he stopped answering his texts.
Uh-oh.
Hot date? I should have known.
Digga-doo-doo, digga-doo-doo, digga-doo-doo-doo. Damn. A cow to feed the
Unless you
Bizarro.
want to be dinner too, that's all it gets.
Yep.
Oh my god, look in there.
Yep.
Jeez.
Doesn't want to be fed, it wants to hunt.
Lane taken care of?
Won't be an issue.
What happened? Did they
Now
kill him?
Superman's the only one
No,
left
they
to
killed
protect
him.
Lois. Did you get what I asked for?
Kryptonite. Sam's doodle thing.
Then it's time to go kill the Man of Steel.
Damn.
He has a pretty effective weapon against him.
33 days ago.
33.
Oh, man, it's been a month since they left. I didn't realize that.
I knew Otis wasn't dead, I knew it!
I can't believe he only ate his ear. What happened?
He wants to eat it, why he spit it out? Oh.
Shoots him with the sunlight that makes him weak, right? Is that what it's doing?
I thought you killed that thing. I did.
So he dies and keeps coming back? I like how his lights are like, his eyes are like lighting up.
Yeah. I see. Can't see no one's flare.
Yeah.
You're growing.
What? Growing? I'm gonna pull a BVS and turn him into Doomsday?
I mean, I was thinking that.
Is that a thing?
I mean, one of Doomsday's things is he can never die the same twice.
Was it Doomsday they thought he was before too in season 2?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he showed up and we all thought he was Doomsday.
So it'd be interesting if they just turn him into Doomsday, I guess.
It just makes you stronger.
Yeah, that's
man.
classic Doomsday.
Oh man.
Do you?
No, I want him to be good.
And he had to nod because if he said yes, it would come out no, right?
B, come out.
Big backwards.
See ya. Say. Oh my god.
Whoa!
It's all like sun weapony.
Your double bass kick drums. He's just gonna kill him over and over again.
Ugh. What are the numbers on his back of his neck? Do you see that? Dude, if you keep shooting him with these crystals, he's gonna have crystals coming out of him,
He's
Eric.
gonna have spikes.
We need more. You need more. We need more.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, there's the flamethrower.
Oh,
man.
Freeze ready.
Oh my gosh, man, look at him.
Well, certainly is growing.
They just use a super scope from the Super Nintendo. They use that in Mario, the movie. Oh man.
We're off to a good start.
So what's your plan after?
Control him, I guess.
There's no way we defeat him this episode, right? That's next season then, right? Damn. Oh, where's Sam?
What'd you hear?
I don't know, but it wasn't like the dude. Oh.
What are you doing here, Lex?
There you are.
The meteor shower's happening too. Maybe we fight in the meteor shower, Eric. That'd be so cool.
Where is General Lane? You ever think about dying, Superman?
He called.
Because you're about to.
He summoned him.
Not the barn!
Dude, he landed in a burst of fire.
He hit the broadside of a barn.
I guess. Oh my god.
Oh, with the S on his
Yeah.
chest. That's nuts looking.
Dude, his like one arm looks bigger than the other arm.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, what are you gonna do, Clark? Superman?
Punch him!
Look at that one arm. It's longer and bigger.
You recognize
He knows who he is, too. Oh my gosh!
When you're done, bring me his heart.
Oh my gosh.
That's not
Oh
a
my
meteor.
gosh.
It's not a bird or a plane.
Everyone get out of the street! John Henry, get your suit! I don't know, John Henry would probably die, though. He has fire in his breath.
That's what Bizarro had.
Yeah, look at it building up. Oh my gosh.
All the way to Metropolis.
Jeez. Doomsday can't drown, right? Because he was being drowned already? Is that how it works?
So he's freezing underwater.
Whoa, that's cool. Chill. Just freeze him more, put him down at the bottom where it stays cold. No, what are you doing?
What? Where are we going?
I don't know.
We should get out of the city.
What's his plan?
Throw him at that building.
Oh, cool.
I just did that. Not. Oh my
Man,
god.
that's how loud
They
he
are
is.
3 hours away by car, right?
I don't know, something like that. Mateo drove a long way. Dang, that's crazy. Now he's getting.
I mean, yeah, he can't die.
Well, he can. He just
I mean, he'll come back. He always comes back
and then is stronger against that.
and adapts. It's not okay.
He hears the heartbeat. Is that what's going on? Ah.
Oh
Ah.
no! Jesus. Yeah, fight back, Clark.
Oh, what?
I mean, this is Doomsday.
Yeah. No, look at the Superman shirt.
happening? I can't hear him breathing anymore.
Oh no.
Clark. Clark.
Oh my god, I care about these people so much.
Son.
Feel the sun.
The sun.
God, they're fighting it. They're going to the moon!
Well. Alright.
They're fighting on the moon. Holy shit!
Oh no.
Oh, that is so bad.
Oh, look at the backgrounds. Earth in the background.
No!
Ah, I knew it wasn't gonna end. You can do it.
Oh, thank God it's another season.
I knew it wasn't gonna end.
Though,
Yeah. Dude,
if it was the ending, kind of been a badass ending. Superman and Doomsday fighting on the fucking moon. Sam's gone. We have no idea what's going on. And it's over.
There's no resolution. Just like the intro.
I know.
You know. I was so worried too whenever like the intro came in. Like I liked Lois's thing that she said and everything, but then it got to like it was like dun dun dun, but it never got bum bum bum.
Nope.
It never did that
Didn't
part.
happen. Didn't resolve. Man, Bizarro became Doomsday.
Which is funny, given that everyone thought it was Doomsday who was showing up then.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's like, Doomsday's coming. He's like, nah, it's Bizarro. They
yeah,
got
we're
us.
all like, what? But the suit and everything. No, it's Bizarro. Ah, and actually it is. Son of a bitch.
It was Doomsday, you fools. You're all idiots.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, when he kept kind of coming back to life and stuff, I'm like, is that a thing that they could do?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I was thinking about like what they did with BVS, like Zod, like they took a Kryptonian body and turned it into him kind of thing.
Yeah, they did do that. Doomsday is like my least favorite Superman villain, just because he's real strong and he kills Superman. Like that's the way he does, you know.
Sure.
Like, he doesn't have like anything after him, which is why I feel like you take an established character and turn him into Doomsday because he himself has nothing, you know. So I'm never like, yay, Doomsday, but it was a hell of a way to create Doomsday.
Sure, yeah.
But it's having Lex Luthor kill Bizarro over and over and over again until he becomes the mindless monster.
So you get like whatever Mannheim was working on, right? Doing with his body, mixed with Lex Luthor finding him and discovering this thing. Now he's just makes him stronger over time. Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
And it was a brutal fight.
The show was far too happy for most of it. So
I know. It was real happy. Everybody was like shacking up, getting together, having a good time.
Yep. I was like, oh no, Sam's gonna die or something. I don't know if he is or not, but
even Jordan was able to progress out of that relationship.
Yeah, try to get a little bit of reconciliation or something.
Sam had a moment of happiness. I was like, all right, you know what? My joke is not worth how happy I am for him. And it was just a clear and utter trap. And we didn't resolve that.
No, he's been taken. We don't know where he is. I'm hoping he's not dead, but it makes sense that the whole thing of Lois is protected. Even Sam said it. He has to get through me and the DOD.
Oh, yeah.
And Superman.
Yeah.
So what do? Well, let's snag Sam.
Got rid of General Lang. Got rid of Superman.
And then we take care of Superman.
Then all that's left is her husband.
I guess it's a dangerous part of like doing the dating app kind of thing or dating anyway when you're in like some kind of high security station, right?
Sure.
Like he's the general of the Department of Defense, so if he goes out dating, does he need to be careful of spies or someone gonna kill him to take stuff or any of that kind of stuff? I don't know.
I've heard that celebrities will like use like a picture that it's them but doesn't really look like them very much. They're like disguised and they use like false names and stuff, and then when they meet with somebody, they look, yes, I am a celebrity, but I just want to use Tinder. So maybe it's similar to that. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
But there goes the kibosh when dating. If he does get out of it, no more of that.
I'm wondering what they do going forward with, like, do we find him? Will he be dead? Will Clark die? Like you said, Doomsday has that, like, he comes, he gets real strong, kills Superman. That's kind of like what his story arc is, right? Like, that's it.
I mean, he's the one who killed Superman in the comics, so anytime he shows up in live action, it's always meant to be like, this is it, guys, he could actually die. But this show has put so many stakes and drama and, like, human heart into Superman. Like, I don't need the threat.
I love the moment him looking into space.
Yeah.
And, like, sure, the sunlight's hitting him a little bit too, but, like, there's the thoughts, like, you have the, like, Clark from Lois echoing.
Sure.
And then you're seeing, like, him afraid for Lois, afraid for Jordan, like, them having family time, like, all these different things. They just planned a family trip to Italy, though.
Yeah.
Like, there was that last look, was like, no, don't. And, like, he looks at Lois looks at him, and he flies away, and I'm like, it's all this stuff kind of building up to a point where it's like they kill him because, like, now we can't have the family trip. You know, now there is no Superman, so Jordan does have to do superhero stuff. There's no Sam Lane, so he has to do Superman kind of stuff, you know? Like, do we build that going into the next season? Or, do you circumvent it being like, well, I don't need him to kill Superman. Let that moment kind of grow. We come back, we defeat Doomsday, I don't know, throw him in the sun or something.
If you consider, like, the last conversation Clark had with Jordan in terms of, like, hey, this is how you need to use your powers, and this is what you should want with them.
Yeah.
That might be a good spot to be like, hey, Clark's gone. We have no idea where he is. Jordan, you're what we got.
Yeah.
What did your father say to you last,
everything
you know?
from that diner had, it was a mixture of, like, talking about experiences and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, like, talking with Sarah, and then also talking about, like, your true north should be helping people, not, you know, gaining reputation and becoming popular and that kind of thing. Yeah. And in all sense, like, Superman didn't do that. Superman became popular because he put trying to help people first.
So, and, like, he just really, for the first time in a long time, feels like Lois is Lois.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, I really like the scene with, like, Lois talking about being ready, wanting to be intimate, and they go to Italy, and there's, like, this moment where, like,
how nervous she is.
She doesn't come out, you know, undressed or wearing things that, like, show body because she doesn't quite feel confident in that, you know, and that whole moment, that whole scene was just
she was
really
showing
good.
more than just her body. Like, it was like her vulnerability. Like, she just gave it to him, you know, like, vulnerability, like the trust that she has in him.
I just really like that, and, like, the whole scene and everything, and
it's awesome.
Like, grabbing the hand to put it to where, like, she doesn't have, where she feels. I don't know I forget exactly how her and Lana talked about it, but it's like she feels less like herself or less like a woman because she's lost this part of her kind of thing, and I just thought it was done really well.
It was.
I liked it. I think the whole cancer story this season, I hate it, but I hate cancer. Yeah, you know. Yeah. But it was just done so real. I don't know, like a lot of emotion in it, and I hated it, but also I enjoyed the way they portrayed it, I guess.
Yeah, I think because it hasn't resolved. Like, we're fighting on the moon. There's obviously a lot of shit going wrong. I don't know what's going on, so I can't, like, look at this and be like, did you do it right or not? But, like, there's a part of me that's like, does introducing Lex Luthor and then Doomsday, the next episode, take away from both? You know?
Sure, I get
a little bit.
I get what you mean. But also, like, Doomsday's creation is because of Lex.
Yeah, I get that.
It's honestly, it's BVS because you introduce Lex Luthor.
I know.
And you bring Doomsday.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know that I get to see Lex Luthor be really Lex Luthor.
Sure.
Because now I got Doomsday instead. But also,
no, I
Lex
get you.
created it, so I don't know.
I feel like individually, like, I can look at the things individually and be like, oh yeah, I really like what's going on here. There's a part of me that was kind of like, I would have spread that out a bit.
The other thing, though, too, that this has, that we miss, but also, like, BVS doesn't have it all, is, like, in BVS, you have this young Lex, and you have Superman meeting Lex. Yeah. And there's, like, the first time of them kind of interacting, and then Doomsday comes, and it kills him and all that, right? Yeah. And there's a history that we just don't know with Lex Luthor and what he's done, and maybe what Lois has done and what Clark has done, and we kind of don't have that or know that, but it still is kind of there. Yeah. Where there's a history, which I like that more than the BVS style, where it's like, we meet him, We get Doomsday, he dies.
I get you. Yeah.
So at least this is like he knows Lex is bad. He just wants to defeat Lex and stuff, but they did at one point. But then he gets out because it wasn't really him. It's like we got him on this, but that wasn't really him, so we have to let him out, even though he's done all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
grabs spikes as knives. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I love the like reverse S on his chest.
Just burning.
I think that's really
Tom
cool.
Welling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how like he's not symmetrical. You know, like his like right arm is not just like bigger, like more muscly, but also just longer than his left arm is.
It's like,
and like just Alan's
it's
like
like
that's cool.
anti-cancer in that it's this like growth that's taking over your normal body, but it keeps you alive rather than kills you.
Yeah.
In a way. Which I guess would probably tie into Pia's treatment that Mannheim was doing. So yeah, it works. Well, I'm sure there's a lot to be said about this episode from people.
Dang, you know what? I like that though.
Yeah.
The idea of like Mannheim trying to cure cancer and he has like a cancer growing in him that keeps him alive as opposed to killing him.
Yeah. No, I like it.
It's an interesting
I think it's interesting.
comparison or
and it ties in
that.
the rest of the events of the season together too.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start with 1-1 with Human Limbs, who says, "Holy shit, insane ending. I got to hand it to the show for teasing the death of Superman from the beginning. Whether it is Bizarro's suit in his intro being an adaptation of Doomsday's or them introducing 3 of the 4 Supermen that took over after his death." Yes.
Have we had 3 of them introduced? We had John Henry. He takes over.
John Henry.
Right?
We
have Jordan, I guess, who would be like a Superboy. They've called him Superboy. That's one, right?
Yeah, I think that they're referencing Superboy from the other world.
Like the Jonathan one?
More the leather jacket Superboy.
Yeah.
Is that one.
Jordan just hadn't got his good outfit yet. He's still wearing that hoodie and them goggles, you know?
Sure, yeah.
But you shave that hair off and get the leather jacket and start being cool Superboy.
Yeah.
Who's the third one?
Who would the third one be? There's Steel, there's Superboy, there's like a cyborg Superman. Have we had a cyborg Superman in this?
I don't think so.
Steel, Cyborg Superman, Superboy, and Eradicator. Tal-Rho was Eradicator.
Tal-Rho was
That's
Eradicator.
right. It was, okay, the name Eradicator. That makes a lot more sense now. I remember that now.
Eradicator.
So yeah, it was Tal-Rho. You were right.
Ah! I just didn't know it.
Daniel says, "Do you guys like how they wrapped up the supporting characters? If you didn't hear, mostly all the supporting characters are getting cut next season due to budget cuts." Now, that's not necessarily true. They're going from series regulars. They're no longer being series regulars, like some of these characters.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they can't be guest stars.
So you go from like, say you have 10 people as series regulars, we go to like 5 people as series regulars, and the other ones might show up and like, here's an episode they're in, here's an episode they're in, kind of thing.
I mean, that's the possibility. Like, it's still open. It doesn't mean that
they won't be in it at all.
They could also just not be in it at all. But let's say John Henry, of these 13 episodes, was in 8 of them. He might be in 5 of them of the 10 next year, you know? So just because they're not regular doesn't mean they can't show back up. There's no way they don't address Sam somehow.
I feel like you have to address Sam. I mean, supporting characters, who do you have? Sam, Kyle, Chrissy, like...
Lana,
basically the whole Cushing family, I suppose, is kind of supporting character, right?
Coach
like,
Gaines.
You got to keep the family. You got to have Lois, Clark, Jonathan, Jordan, right? But, like, I don't think it works if you just don't have any of those other people at all.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But I guess you do have him say goodbye to Sarah in a way and that, so it's at least a little bit more resolved where you don't have to have her so frequently, I suppose. But, I don't know. We'll see. I hope the writing doesn't suffer and that they work with it, because I think I'm not usually like a huge fan of Superman. Superman's usually one of those characters where I just feel like, well, he's just as strong as he ever needs to beat whatever he has to beat.
Yep.
This, I think, humanizes him and makes him better in every way, I feel like.
You are a huge fan of Superman, then?
Just this one.
Well,
Tyler is now my Superman.
You can, but like you can still say you're a huge fan of Superman.
I guess. I think huge fans of Superman, like they like all the Superman stuff.
I get you.
Like,
but you shouldn't gatekeep yourself. If anybody came up and was like, "You're not a Superman fan if you only like one," I'd be like, "Fuck you." Yeah, he is. Look at him. I asked you a bunch of questions about Superman. You'd be able to answer them. You know.
Sure. Yeah. So
it's like saying you're not a Dragon Ball fan. It's because you've watched Abridged.
Sure. I just hope that it stays good and consistent, because this has been my favorite Superman iteration, I think, that I've had.
Well, I'm going to bring you into you're a huge Superman fan, because I was after I watched Smallville. You know, and it's
Sure.
pretty similar.
I mean, something has to bring you into it in some way, right?
But I will say, watching Smallville, and then I saw that they were all like waiting for a meteor shower. I was like, oh no, that's terrible. That's what in Smallville meteor showers happen. We had meteor freaks.
Oh no, freaks!
They killed Lana's parents.
Yeah, right. What I was hoping was gonna happen too, and maybe not, because it's not necessarily over. I don't know where we come back later on, but like, oh, there's a meteor shower coming or starting. Like they're at the moon.
Right.
Imagine them fighting in the meteor shower.
nuts.
Meteors are flying by while they're fighting and stuff.
Probably what they were gonna do. Then they watched Andor and they're like, "Fuck!"
Maybe.
The Eye of Aldani.
Like, I think that would be a cool thing to come back to, and that's what they do. You know?
You're right. That would be really cool. You just see like meteor, like it opens up and it's just meteors falling, and then suddenly like one of them like takes a turn.
Yeah, right.
And they're actually
that's how we started from the ground. Everyone's looking through these things, seeing it. I just love the idea of like, Doomsday's coming at him to like stab him. All of a sudden, a meteor just hits him. Like, it's like fighting in the road. You know what I mean?
Sure, I get you.
But for superheroes.
Yeah, it's like Frogger, but in space. The Gravity Kings, just out of curiosity, in Lex's quest to turn Bizarro Doomsday into an indestructible monster to kill Superman, how was he expecting to stop this thing, or was that something he'd figure out later after the fact?
I do wonder that. I don't know, because I said like, well, what happens when he's done?
Yeah.
But maybe you were right. You said like control.
He hasn't trained. I mean, he called him with the thing.
Sure.
And that's just hearing something. Superman doesn't go like, and then like suddenly start flying there. Like it's not an instinct. Like that's a call and you obey. So he trained Doomsday somehow.
I would say like maybe it's kind of like when people have
beating.
tigers or these crazy animals that like, what are you doing with that? Like that will eat you. It's like, well, it could, but I've been with it since I kind of created it, and it kind of listens to me. It's like maybe it could turn on him, but maybe it's gonna kind of follow along with him and be like a pet.
Yeah. And I mean, uncontrollable rage monsters like probably don't get in Lex's way as much as controlled monsters that can do anything, like Superman, and has a vendetta against you. So I guess one's better than the other.
Yeah. But like he was there,
like,
like,
you have an Earth.
with him tied up, like being like, "Are you ready for this?" And like it was like he was agreeing with him, like they were like on the same page.
Yeah.
So there's like a connection between them.
Yeah.
And then he fed him cows.
Cows. Gravity King also says this fight definitely surpasses the one from Smallville and BVS. What do you guys think? Smallville, there's not a whole lot.
Never seen.
There's a couple good. You'd like it. It's a good actor plays Doomsday. And then BVS. Yeah, it's better.
No, I mean I like
BVS had that weird like explosion thing that like he would like release like an explosion wave and stuff. I just felt that kind of like got in the way of like good action.
Good stuff.
Not to say it's bad action. I mean Zack Snyder knows action. I just didn't like the way Doomsday came about and was done.
I mean I like this whole story in the process, and especially talking about like the cancer thing where it's like Mannheim trying to solve cancer. I like the idea that Doomsday is kind of created with that in mind, and that's what's keeping him alive. Is this?
Sure.
It just keeps growing on him, Like there's something growing inside of him, and that's what cancer fucking does. And it's an interesting adaptation of Doomsday, and I like this much more than BBS. I don't know the Smallville one.
Sure. I mean, Smallville one, it's hard to count it in there. I mean, this one has a cinematic quality of BVS, in my opinion.
Sure.
I mean, the visual effects they're not as free as what Zack Snyder was able to do in BVS, but because of that lack of freedom, they're able to pull out some fantastic stuff creatively that I really liked. And I find this one just a lot more appropriate than BVS because I always see Doomsday as kind of like this needs to happen years after Superman's been around. Yeah. And BVS, like, it's kind of meant to be like the first couple years of Superman, but also like... But then you also have people looking at him as a savior and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. It happened real quick for me, But I felt that way of almost all the DC movies. I'm like, I liked it. It just happened real quick.
Mm-hmm. Man, do you think that they make, like, if Clark dies here, like, that kind of becomes Jordan's Jonathan? Like, if I would have been working with my dad and more prepared and trying to help people, maybe I could have helped him. But now he, like, maybe that's a driving force. Spider-Man had been... He had... Jonathan Kent, like...
I think so. I don't want it.
I know.
But I'd watch it.
I know.
I'd watch the fuck out of it. I'd probably love it.
I'd be crying in the first episode, probably,
It's like we spent all this time sad about Lois's impending death and don't see Kal-El's coming in one episode. Yeah, it's nuts. Hayden Collins says, hey, remember how everyone thought that was Doomsday last season, only to reveal it was Bizarro? How great is it that everything has come full circle? And if only Sam went out with Lana instead of this, never would have happened. How will next season resolve this?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Man, yeah, poor Lana. She was just getting it. Like, just seeing her ex. You know, I believe her when she says, like, I think we're better as friends than we ever were together. Like, you know, it was a small town. They were high school sweethearts. Like, it just kind of fizzled out. And then, you know, that wasn't a thing for them anymore. But I don't care who you are. You're still going to have that feeling of, like, he's winning the breakup. He's having a kid. He's getting married.
Sure.
And my boyfriend's moving.
Yeah, right?
You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
I quit being a mayor.
Oh, hey, you know what, Justin? I really appreciate this. Just letting you guys know that nobody knew Doomsday was coming.
What? Wow.
Good job.
That's great. At least they kept one of the surprises, you know? Like, everyone's like, oh, Lex is going to be the big bad at the end of it all and stuff. And, like,
funny.
while he is, like, there's Doomsday. I wonder how long we have him in the next season. It's got to be Doomsday and Lex. Right? I mean, he's like I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Robin, hashtag Save Legends of Tomorrow, says, I can't watch these live anymore, so I couldn't do any Q&As this season. But I want to use the finale as a thank you for your great reactions. Keep it up.
Oh, well,
Very
thank
nice,
you.
Robin. Thank
Glad
you.
you've enjoyed them. And I hope you enjoyed the episode and the season.
Chris Ott2 says, what do you think about the show's style of storytelling over multiple seasons? Like how Tao Ro came back to redeem himself in season 2, Bizarro turned into Doomsday going into season 4, and Luther, introduced at the season 3, is set up for season 4. I mean, other shows do that long form too, but I do like that the villains should appear and grow and change as much as the heroes as well. I mean, not always for the better, but
Sure.
they should.
I've always hated, especially, I feel like movies are a bigger culprit of it typically, superhero movies, like MCU or even DC stuff. But they'll always have the villain, and then the superhero defeats the villain.
Yep.
The villain's dead, and there's never like they
You
can come back.
Yeah, you can
or-
thank Smallville for the freak of the week.
Sure, yeah. Or there's never like a change in them or any of that kind of stuff. It's always just like, well, they're dead. They're not coming back now.
Yeah.
So I like that our villains, sometimes go to jail. Sometimes are sent somewhere else and they can come back and then they can evolve into either a bigger evil creature or maybe turning over a new leaf and wanting to help or find a different route in life. So I think more of that. Even Flash would like kill off villains sometimes, and then it's like, well, suppose with time travel maybe we can bring them back, but that's you don't usually have them. They're just who they were in that moment, as opposed to they've grown since that moment.
Sure. Great Tech says, I know everyone's probably raving about Doomsday right now, and so am I. This is probably my favorite adaptation of Superman. Where does it rank in your lists? Thank you for reacting to this underrated show. I look forward to the videos every week.
I mean, I just said my piece on that a little bit ago.
Yep.
I feel like Christopher Reeves, I think, is a pretty good Superman. Some of the stories,
amazing.
Some of the story stuff in that I just don't enjoy as much.
Yep.
I think on all aspects, from the characters, the story, how Clark to Superman is portrayed. Like, I love the way Tyler does it. I love Lois in this. Mm-hmm. I think Lois she can show strength and vulnerabilities better than some other Loises that I've seen in different iterations. This is probably my favorite of all of them. Even like Man of Steel and all that kind of stuff too, because with that, like, while I liked Henry, like, I think he's a great Superman, I don't know if his Clark is quite as good, and the story that they did with him, just I wish it would have been better. With that to BVS to Justice League, I wish there would have been a better route for him.
Sure. I mean, when you're talking about adaptations of Superman, you really are talking about, or at least when you're trying to compare them, you're talking about the ones who consider themselves to be Superman and then wear Clark Kent as a face, or the ones that consider themselves to be Clark Kent and then has Superman as their alter ego.
Sure.
Right? Like, we've had adaptations that are both. This one's a little more Clark, that also is Superman, and that whereas Christopher Reeve is Superman that masquerades as Clark.
Sure.
So they're hard to compare. All that being said, this is number one. I mean, I've been in love with Smallville. I've been in love with Man of Steel. I've been in love with Christopher Reeve. But, and I hate ranking things, but I must admit this is the best it's ever been.
I think
if
so.
only because it's the best Lois and Clark pairing.
Yeah, they're both so good.
Yeah.
And I really just think it's the story that, with having the kids, I think I can connect more with that aspect of it. But the kids aren't done where it's just annoying and it's drama for drama's sake. It's like, I feel like some realism in it, like things that I've had with my kids. Like, it doesn't just be there to be like, well, all right, like, can we move on? Like, I still enjoy, like, I don't mind going and seeing the Cushings.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I'm not like, damn it, get back to the kids,
Fucking
you know?
Sophie.
Yeah.
Sophie's like, but what? Shut up!
You be quiet! Don't say anything! You had your line this
Why is
season.
she here? All right, that is the last of the Q&As for this episode, this season, but not for this whole show. We do have at least one more 10-episode season. And going into that, what's our poll? I feel like you had to have a poll for this. Okay.
Do you think we go that route, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that a good one to have?
Guys, the poll is, does Clark/Superman die from Doomsday? Now, I mean, you gotta remember, too, like, Kryptonians had this whole hibernation thing. I'm not saying, like, he dies for good, but does he die? And we have to pick up the pieces back in Smallville and try to replace some very large red boots.
Sure. I could see it going that way, but also, like, them doing, like, the family thing and stuff, too. And, you know, him having... I kind of like the idea of him, like, pulling from this, like, I can't fight cancer. I can't save Lois. There's nothing I can do with this, but I can protect him from this monster.
Yeah.
You know? So he's like, I'm gonna fucking beat him up. Bizarro was
There's
like,
certainly things I can do.
He was like, Bizarro was like weak to our son, right? So like maybe this Doomsday can also be weak to that in some way.
Unless he
or
died
something.
from it already.
I mean,
Which
they
he
shot
did
him a whole
kinda,
bunch of that stuff too. But throw him in the sun. I don't know. But
Sun's powerful.
Is there a way that maybe he could win and not die? And now it's more on the Lex side of things. You gotta take care of Lex somehow.
So I got conned into choosing that he's gonna die option.
Guys, thank you so much for watching Superman and Lois this season. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we have. Make sure you subscribe because we'll be back for the next season, which is supposed to be the final season.
10 episodes.
You don't want to miss out on that. There's also been full length for this and everything else that we do. So make sure you check all that out over at patreon.com/blindwave. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
And watch out for movie reactions.